off. Today is day 308 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on with Grid Garden. We are about halfway through. Well, actually, we are exactly halfway through. We finished levels 1 through 14 last night, and tonight we will be knocking out levels 15 through 28, and then we will be continuing back with our projects from levels, or projects 5 and on. So we'll kick off the random user generator sometime tomorrow, but in the meantime, we get to continue saving our veggie friends over here. So, let's see. We have, from the top, you can use grid column and grid row, which I believe are both the shorthand versions of something. Was it grid column? Yeah, it was grid column start and grid column end. There's also grid row start and grid row end. Grid column is shorthand, grid row is also shorthand. And then you can use span tags to kind of anchor, almost reverse the direction of how things spread, if I recall correctly. So, anyways, you can use both grid column and grid row together to span large areas within the grid. Give it a try. We've got display grid stuff. And we are trying to spread the water one area to another. Oh, and there's a slash involved. Grid column something slash something. I think 2/6 followed by grid row. I guess that would be 1 to 6. 1 to 6. Ta-da! Look at that. Beautiful. No carrot left behind. Next. Also, I just noticed it. It just dawned on me. The next button for this activity is orange. Probably doesn't mean a whole lot to anyone else, but compared to the Flexbox Froggy exercise, which is red, I don't think there's any specific reason it's red aside from aesthetics, which it looks nice and stands out just fine. But it's fun that the next button here is orange. I honestly don't think anyone cares about that, but I thought it was interesting. So, continuing on, level 16. Hey, Zero Love. How you doing? Hopefully your evening, or wait, day. I'm drawing a blank. Too many time zones to keep track of for viewers. We gotta work on that, because we don't even have that many viewers. Not literally right now, but I meant in total for general followers. But yes, you know what I mean. Zero Love, how is the given time of day where you're located going for you? Hopefully it's delightful. You can clear out that. Level 16. If typing out both grid column and grid row is too much for you, there's yet another shorthand. Double shorthanding. We're getting Inception-y. What is this? There's the real world. One dream level down with column and grid. So this would be 2 dreams in for our next shorthand, which is grid area. Grid area accepts 4 values separated by slashes. Grid row start. Interesting that it starts with row. That's fascinating. I figured it would have started with grid column start, but sure, that works. So grid row start, followed by grid column start, followed by grid row end, followed by column end. Interesting. One example would be grid area 1, 1, 3, 6. So if we're doing this, hey, Topher, good evening to you. Hopefully your night is going well. Grid something or other. Grid area. Now we want it, now it's row first. It should totally be column first. But row first, so row 2. Fuck. Row. Damn. Maybe, we're already in... Durr. No, they're right. Column... I don't know, I think I'm confusing myself. The last 3 days, we started at noon, and tonight, starting at midnight, it's just... This is bad. We need to do more daytime streams. We're just awful at midnight. Anyways, so my spidey senses are telling me to do row 2, which it's clearly not. And maybe it is. I figured it would have been row 2, row 1. Yeah, I'm messing up. Row column end 5. And, row... Oh. Maybe I'm insane. Row end... 4? Maybe I am crazy. Huh. No, row across. Alright, so it is row. It is row. I'm insane. Crazy person's choice. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, alright. Steven's crazy and I got it wrong. That's not surprising. It's been 308 days of failure with some learning sprinkled in. No surprise. Today isn't any different. And this would stretch all the way to... 5. No? 6. Ta-da! There we go. We eventually got it. Alright, level 17. How about multiple items? You can overlap them without any trouble. Use grid area to define a second area that covers all of the unwanted carrots. What the So... Who? Grid area 1, 4. So it starts in the first column. Or it starts in the first row. It takes place in the 4th column. It ends after 6 carrots. And ends after 5? This is brutal. This is just awful. We're doomed. So doomed. Okay, so water 2, grid area. I was just trying to come to terms with the first water example they had. This is bad. This is bad. Let's do this. So, we're trying to identify the first unwatered carrot. Row 3. Fuck. Happy thoughts, Steven. Row 2. This is going to be frustrating. So row 2. And column 3. Aha. See that? See that? There, yeah. Followed by down row 2, 3, 4. God, 5 exclusive. Awful. I keep forgetting the end is exclusive. I forget that the end is exclusive because it's the weird slashy format. I know when I'm dealing with the individual values, what they are, but not as a group. All these carrots are ganging up on me. I don't know which direction to go in. So 5 and 6. Oh, we got it. We made it out alive. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. Level 18. There's poisoned carrots and watery carrots. Oh, we need to change the poison over to the weeds. I can already tell just looking at the grid. Alright, so if grid items aren't explicitly placed with grid area, column, and row, etc., they're automatically placed according to their order in the source code. We can override this using the order property, which is one of the advantages of grid over table-based layouts. Okay, so grid eventually will one day be our friend over table-based layouts. By default, all grid items have an order of 0, but this can be set to any positive or negative value similar to z-index. Okay, kinda cool. Right now, the carrots in the second column are being poisoned to death, and the weeds in the last column are living the sweet life and are consuming all the good water while the carrots are dying. A painful poisonous death. Change the order value of the poison to fix this right away. Got it. Coming in. Change the order value. So water order 0 and poison order. I think we ran into this last time. I think all we have to do, because everything is, all the water elements are ordered as 0, I think all we have to do is move it positive to get it to the right. So it could be set at 1, it could be 2, 99, 3001, anything to the right of 0 or positive should shift it to the right. Okay, so with that said, order 1. Aha, cool. See, look at that. And order 99 or D. Beautiful. Continuing on. Things have been poisoned. Beautiful. Now, Now the water and poison are alternating, even though all of the weeds are at the start of your garden. Set the order of the poisons to remedy this. How do I move them up? I know how to move the poisons left and right. Maybe the grid happens consecutively. Is that the right terminology where it wraps? It must be wrapping. It must start in square 1A and then 2B, or maybe it's A1 and then B2. I'm not sure how you'd reference the column stuff, but it probably, like a book, reads left to right and then goes down. So I would assume -1 would solve our problems. Order -1. Hey, that did work. It happened so quickly. I didn't actually see it change. -1. Ta-da! There it goes. Fantastic. Oh. So far, so good. Alright. Up to this point, you've had your garden set up as grid with 5 columns, each 20% of the full width and 5 rows, each 20% of the full height. 5 times 5 inch 55, yes, beautiful. Everyone gets 20%. This was done with the rules grid template columns 2020. Different from the regular show 2020. It was a TV reference. Grid template rows 2020 blank. Okay, so each rule has 5 values, which create 5 columns, each set to 20% overall width. But you can you can set this words and letters. But you can set the grid up however you like. Give grid template columns a new value to water your carrots. You want to set the width of the first column to be 50%. Okay. That probably explains why we only have a half caret in the third box instead of 2. That is kind of cool how they did that. Now, grid template column. So much uncertainty. This is new territory. 50%. How does that affect the other columns? Look at that. So it's defaulting to 20s across the board versus 50% now. What if I do another 20%? Huh. What if I do 25%? This is so cool. Can I do 37%? Oh my god, I can. I can control the garden, bow to my power. Oh, this is spectacular. Let's do 41%. No. 42. Yes. And then we're gonna have another 2% column. And then a 3% column. Yeah. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. And then, let's see. How much change does that leave us with? If Timmy's trying to buy an ice cream cone, he had 42 cents out of 50. We dumped another 5. Okay, and that leaves us with another 3. Yeah, beautiful. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna do 1%. Thug life. That's right. You've seen it here. We're gonna live dangerously. We don't even need to spend all of our change. Yeah. Awesome. Love it. So let's get rid of this. Let's just leave it at 50. Exactly what they wanted. Oh, so cool. Look at that. You're welcome, carrots. You're welcome. Steven's here to rescue the day. Specify a bunch of columns with identical widths. Whoa. Specifying a bunch of columns with identical widths can get tedious. Luckily, there's a repeat function to help with that. For example, we previously defined 5 20% columns with the rule grid template columns 20. This can be simplified as grid template columns repeat 5 20s. I could do like 16 4% columns. Oh, this is so gonna get out of hand. This is exactly the kind of tool that I'm looking for. Oh, yes, I'm dreaming of what can happen. This is gonna be so ridiculous. Every single application I'm gonna have is gonna have grids. Okay, this is awesome. Continuing on. So, using grid template columns with the repeat function, create 8 columns, each with 12.5% width. This way you won't overwater your garden. This is magical. This is almost as great as Flexbox Froggy. Actually, I think it's equal. This is very similar to how Stranger Things 2 doesn't like pick up until a couple episodes in. It's got kind of a delayed start. That's sort of how Grid Garden is. It just takes a little bit of while, little time for things to pick up, but yeah, good time. So, let's do this. Carrots are dying right now as we speak. Grid template columns, so it's still the same exact beginning. Template columns. Dem. Repeat. Yes, well, that's not repeat. That's not even a word. Repeat. Repeat's evil twin. 12? No, 8. You want 8 columns that are all 12 and a half. Although now I'm wondering if I can do 12 and a half 8% columns, which is kind of strange. What am I doing? Percent key or percent sign. This is just incredible. It's amazing. See, created by CodePip. This person is a god. If anyone doesn't know what to name their child, name them CodePip. If you're just ever struggling for a name, it's a good... People will know. They're gonna Google it and they're gonna see how impressive CodePip is. Guy or girl or robot, even for a pet name. It's just... Yeah, that's what needs to happen. So, let's do this. Topher, can you do 99.999 repeat 10 repeating 10 0.1s? Not sure why you'd want to, just curious if that's even possible. Yeah, maybe. We could do that. I could be that guy. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna test all kinds of stuff out. I want to do my current 12.5, 12.5. My concern is we can't do 0.5 in the grid section. Or the count section. Oh. And yes, he doesn't like 0.5. It can do the whole... Oh. That is weird. So very odd. Okay, so you're thinking 10... Point... I think it's there. It's just, it's like hard to tell. Oh, that is the... It's just a sliver of nothing. What if it's 9? Okay, so 10 9s. Wait. 10... No, 2... It's growing slowly. 3... Okay, so 3 we really start to see it come to life. 4... 5... 6... 7... 8... 9... And yeah, let's do 0.1... 99... 0.2... 3... 4... 5... There is just so much needless exploration right now. I love it. This is fantastic. 7, 6, 8. This is probably mind-numbing for people viewing, but I don't care. This is CSS heaven. Oh, this is so needlessly specific and just... I love everything about the idea of this. It's so cool. Let's do 234. No. Let's not get out of hand. Let's just solve it and move on. We'll be here all night. We're gonna be here all night. 8 12.5s. Okay, there we go. 8 12.5 sections. That's it. Move along. Be happy and satisfied. We can save part of a carrot? And we're gonna partially poison something? This is... I can't even explain it. Just the excitement alone. Okay. Not that we'll be able to pull it off. But the potential's there to succeed. So, grid template columns doesn't just accept values and percentages, but also length units like pixels and ems. Oh my god. You can even mix different units together. No? Is no one else excited for this? It's just Steven. It's just me. That's okay. Oh, this is so cool. Of course we can mix items together. Here's that... What's that, little cat? Hey, what you doing? Little kitty? Right? What are you thinking about? Are you excited for how needlessly specific we can get with grids in CSS? I hope so. I know I am. Grid template columns. Let's do this. Grid template template columns. Followed by, well, let's see. Oh my god, your toes. Toes of destruction. 100 pixels, comma 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Little kitty, what are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. We're just gonna wait for her to leave. You're so furry, cat. Look at what you did. You covered the webcam and everything. Holy hell. Just be aware of your surroundings. Goddamn feline. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You stay. You stay. Holy hell. Okay. Little kitty is doing her thing. Let's do this. Carrots need to be saved. Columns. Ah, your toes of destruction. Cat, we just talked about it. We are trying to be mindful and aware. Oh my god. I'm gonna move you. I'm gonna move you. Little kitty. Team effort. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Be furry somewhere else for like, I don't know, 14 minutes? God, I hope not. 9.5 minutes. It's somewhere around there. And I think we moved the mic ourselves. That's slightly better, hopefully. Okay. Oh, Grid Garden Hell. Continuing on with the nightmare. 100 pixels. 3 M's. Comma. I wonder if I am supposed to have the commas here set 3 columns to 100 pixels, comma 3 M's, and 40% respectively. 40%. I don't think I'm supposed to have the commas. Maybe I am. So there's 100. Here's 3 M's. 3 M's and 40%. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. We made it through that section alive. Minor kitty fiasco, but we're continuing on. Grid also introduces a new unit, the fractional FR. Each FR unit allocates 1 share of the available space. For example, if 2 elements are set to 1 FR and 3 FR respectively, the space is divided into 4 equal shares. The first element occupies a quarter and the second element 3/4 of any leftover space. Here, weeds make up the left 1/6 of your first row, and carrots the remaining 5/6. Create 2 columns with these widths using FR units. Okay, so in total, if that's 4 sections, 1 and 3, so we would do 1 and 5. Grid template, or do I just throw in FR and hope for the best? I probably do grid template. Grid template columns. Trying to remember everything. 1 FR. Oh, I don't know if this is good or bad. Maybe I want rows? I'm not sure. Columns. 1 FR. This is awful. And 5 FR. I think I did it. FR. Yeah, cool. Oh, we made it out alive. Now, continuing on. Ooh, Tuffy. We're gonna have to figure out how to separate with space, but we'll pull it off. When columns are set with pixels, percentages, or ems, any other column set with FR will divvy up the space that's left over. Here, the carets from 50 pixel column on the left and the weeds a 50 pixel column on the right, with grid template columns, create these two columns and use FR to make these three more columns. Wait, whoa. Use FR to make three more columns that take up the remaining space between. So it'll be grid template columns, 50 pixels, 3 FR, 1 FR, 3 FR. I don't know if there's a 3 or if it's just FR and it'll sort out space on its own. Maybe I give it a 3. The point is that it's going to be sandwiched between two 50 pixel units. That's all I know. Let's do this. Grid. I'm actually getting a headache thinking about all of this. It's fascinating and it's cool how specific, how needlessly specific and flexible it is. But it's daunting just thinking about it, and we're not even at the last level yet. I'm so concerned about what is... Because the last level for Flex Froggy was slightly baffling. Not gonna lie, at least for me. Grid template columns. Let's do this. 50 pixels. So far, so good. Space. FR, I guess. We'll throw a number next to it eventually. Followed by 50 pixels. I don't think we executed that properly. What if I drop a 1 in? Okay. Kind of alright. 2. Didn't really help anyone. 3? Typical curse. So... I think I need to have 3 FRs. 1, 1, and 1. I think that's what's actually happening. FR, 1, FR, and then 1, FR. Aha! There we go. Steven figured it out. Well, if that's the case... Oh, I can only enter in 5 units. Right? I can't add another one? 1... Yeah, no, that's weird. We're starting to confuse the system and ourselves. But that's it. This is the right answer. Everybody gets 1. What if I didn't have the 1? What if they were just stray FRs running through the city? Yeah, they don't like that either. They don't like that either. Specify the units and values. Pro tip. Okay, level 25. We're getting there. We're right at the edge. Now there's a 75 pixel column of weeds on the left side of your garden. A 3/5 of the remaining space is growing carrots, while 2/5 has been overrun with weeds. Yeah, that's very specific. Use grid template columns with a combination of pixels and FR units to make the necessary columns. Ask and you shall receive. Let's do this. Topher, can you do 50 pixels, repeat 3, 1 FR? Oh, that's really clever. Let's find out. Let's test. Kinda cool. I like your style, Topher. Good thinking. Repeat 1 FR? Maybe? Did I miss something? Oh, no. It was 3 1 FRs. I was gonna say, we need to specify the unit size. Holy fucking it works. Fascinating. I wonder if we can do multiple repeats. I don't think we'd need to. That's really interesting. Huh. Interesting. Grid's like needlessly powerful. It's just who set this up? I feel like the person or people that came up with Grid were just extremely displeased with whatever they were trying to work with before to customize their CSS as far as spacing goes and just identifying stuff. It's just making my head spin thinking about like the potential of what can be done with this tool. This is reminiscent of the very, very, very first time I sort of experienced programming, like the blindfold coming off. And that wasn't this round of coding this year. Like probably 5 years ago was when I first tinkered with HTML and JavaScript and stuff like that. It was still at Codecademy. But before, Codecademy now has a very basic sign-up page to log in. Where is it? It doesn't matter. Anyways, it's just like one of the, sign in with Gmail or Facebook, one of those OAuth type logins. But before that, like 5 years ago, before it was an interactive homepage on Codecademy, and it was alert commands to make messages pop up. So I was able to throw in like alert meow. And obviously, there's more to it with the slash and stuff. But anywho, so they ran through a couple different things. They had a dot length example, length if we can spell it right, length example for your name, and they ran through a couple things. So you'd throw in, well, anyways, 308 days and anyone else watching, we all know how that goes. So they had a couple different like basic examples of code, and just seeing them work even without having to log in was fascinating. And it was so cool because at the end of the process, what they had done is it was collecting, you were filling out the form with each activity. They're like, give us your first name, or like see the length of your first name, or we can make your last name pop up and you can show the length of that for your last name, and different things as you fill out all the user info to create your account. So then at the end of it, I was like, oh my god, I can make my computer show an alert window that says meow on it. This is fucking incredible. Of course I want to sign up. They're like, you've got all your info filled out. Just click submit. It was amazing. It was absolutely spectacular. But that sort of excitement, that potential of seeing what you could do and how powerful even basic code stuff, code elements or programming was, that's what this is like. I'm just shocked at the potential and the power of such a simple tool. It's astonishing. It's like there's no boundaries with what you can do with this. I think that's amazing. Anyways, Okay, Topher, this could get pretty powerful with JavaScript. Randomizing positions, grid sizes, sizing grids based on the number of products in an e-commerce site. The possibilities are endless, right? That's what I'm thinking. It's just like having the items or even the spacing between items. I mean, yeah, Topher, you should make a tic-tac-toe game using grid. I agree. I want to make everything using grid. This is so unbelievably cool. Anywho, let's continue on. We're so very close to the end. All right, so level 25. All right. Now there is a 75 pixel column of weeds on the left of your garden, 3/5 remaining space growing carrots, while 2/5 has been overrun with weeds. Use template grid columns with a combination of pixels, FRs, units to make the necessary columns. We'll do grid, template, columns. The first bit is 75 pixels, right? I think that's what they were saying, 75 pixels. And here we can do the FR bit, the repeat. Although first I'm just gonna code it normally, then we'll mix it up with the repeat. So 3/5 are carrots, so 3 FRs followed by 2 FRs. But instead of that, well, I guess we don't really. The difference is that it's single columns right now. We could still do repeat, even if it was just 1. That really doesn't change anything. We could just do repeat 1, 3. And then, but that kind of defeats the purpose, so I think if we were to do 3 1s, would that work? See, my concern is that it's still, like, activity-based, and it's looking for stuff. I don't think it's totally unbound by what we're setting up. It's there. The potential's there. There's all kind, because like they're still telling it to look for the water and the poison in the background, but the idea is there. If we weren't trapped within the garden, there would be a lot of room to pull stuff off. I mean, that still works. And that means this would work. Repeat 1, 2, FR. See? So it's there. It is there. Versus, watch this. 2 1s. Ta-da. Yeah, and that highlights it very well. The poison. And that's what we were running into before with the water. Anywho, to have it shorter, more straightforward and cleaner, we are just going to do the basic FRs because we can. 3 FR and 2 FRs. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Topher, but then it isn't repeating, right? Yeah, it's just 1. That was totally needless because it wasn't repeating anything, having it as a single occurrence. So, continuing on. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Level 26. I don't want the glory to end. I was sad when Flexbox Froggy end. I'm gonna be sad when Grid Garden ends. This is just like how Season 2 ended for Stranger Things, you know? It's just, we're now waiting for more. Maybe they'll add a third game. Maybe we can create the third game. Grid template rows works much the same as grid template columns. Use grid template rows to water all but the top 50 pixels of your garden. Note that the water is set to fill only your 5th row. So you need to create 5 rows in total. Oh, I think this is highlighting exactly what we were discussing in the very last exercise with it's still an activity and it's looking for certain things in certain areas. So note, the water is set to fill only your 5th row. So you need to create 5 rows in total. So if we need to cover the top 50 pixels, what if we did repeat? Maybe that's crazy. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. So, grid template rows this time. Out of the gates, we've got 50 pixels. And all the water is trapped in the last. I want to just do 1 FR. $50 pixels. You need to create 5 rows. So we need to divvy up 50 across 4. So this needs to be repeat. Or what is that? 12 and a half? No. 25, 13 and a half. We need 4, 13. I can't do a half pixel. Can I? I wonder if I can. No. Wait a second. We should be doing M's instead. But I don't know how big an M is. No, it's like the default font size or something like that. Maybe we can do 13 and a half pixels. Wait, why is it 13? No, 25? 12 and a half. I'm crazy. Don't mind me. Crazy person's choice. Crazy person's choice. After midnight. Don't feed the gremlins after midnight. Don't get them wet, and don't let them do math after midnight. Pixels. Unbelievable. You can do a half. I guess you can do a half pixel. There's nothing wrong with that. People do 11.5 or 10.5 in Word documents for Times or Arial all the time. 0.5 is a completely reasonable pixel count number. Fascinating. This is just... It's alarming. It's alarming how cool this is. So, and that would leave us with 1 FR afterwards. I'm just in shock at it's still the potential of how powerful it is. I don't know if it's actually going to fade by the time the stream ends. I'm glad that I get to go to sleep soon to reflect on this, but it's so cool. Everyone needs to play Flexbox Froggy in Grid Garden. There's no other way around it. Wow, there's like a sliver of carrot right here in the beginning of column 2. Just like a whisper. A dotted carrot line. Right there. Hiding. Grid template is shorthand property that combines grid template rows and grid template columns. For example, grid template 5050 by 200 pixels will create a grid with 2 rows that are 50% each and 1 column that is 200 pixels wide. Try using grid template to water an area that includes the top 60% in the left 200 pixels of your garden. Okay, so the top 60% for a row and the left 200 pixels of the garden. We can do that. Grid template. Gopher, you'll dream of grids? Seriously, it's so... Oh, this is awesome. This is ridiculous. It's just cool, because, like, it helps visualize... I mean, I'm not just going to be creating empty grid. I mean, maybe we'll create empty grids. Who knows? Maybe we can make art with grids, and we'll alternate the colors or something. But I am the type of person, I have made, in the past, I've made spreadsheets for more than one game to, like, visualize items, or, not visualize items, but, like, attack moves, trying to find the power and, like, hit points and things like that, or guides for games to figure out what path I should make, because instead of just making a list, no, that's not cool. Why make a to-do list when you can make a to-do spreadsheet? Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So seeing the power of grid at my fingertips is kind of alarming. They shouldn't have given me access to this tool. This is where society went wrong, is making this particular feature accessible to Steven. This will be mankind's downfall. Grid template is shorthand okay, combines all that stuff. Yes. 60% and 200. So grid template, 60%. 2%. There's a slash, right? Yeah, just a generic slash. And the left 200 pixels. 200 pixels. Wow. So cool. So cool. Alright, next. Last but not least, level 28. ASC2 art grid of PogChamp. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll get creative. Maybe we'll make a carrot mural. Or a froggy mural. Sort of like this. The last level of Flexbox Froggy. Oh, where is it next? Here it is. This. I want this to be the background of my computer. Just the frogs hopping there. Happily. Doing their thing. That's what I want. So I can't wait to see what the end screen for the Grid Garden game is. Okay, last level. Let's do this. Your garden is looking great. Here, you've left a 50 pixel path at the bottom. Oh yes, there is. There is a tiny gap at the bottom of your garden, and fill the rest with carrots. Unfortunately, the left 20% of your carrots have been run over with weeds. Use CSS one last time to treat your garden. Okay. Okay, I can do this. See, the cool thing about this is that we don't need to necessarily worry about the height above. We can just tell it that the bottom ends with 50 pixels. So for the row, we'll end with 50, and columns will start with 20. So let's do this. Grid template. So grid, the start, ends with 50, slash, starts with 20. So we can do 1 FR, and it ends with 50 pixels, followed by, starts with 20%, and ends, so far so good, look at that, we called it, 20%, 1 FR. Ta-da! Beep-de-de-dee-dee-dee-dee! Look at that. Spectacular. Not quite as much of a brain teaser as that the last level on Flexbox Froggy. I think the middle was more difficult, coming to terms with everything. I think there was a steeper learning curve for Grid Garden. Flexbox Froggy was pretty smooth, but they really threw the whole kitchen sink at you on the last level. Okay, so there's that. Let's finish it off with a semicolon, hit next. We can bask in our glory. Wow, a steaming pile of carrots with the world's happiest frog. That's me. World's happiest frog. In a chef's hat. That's, you know, that little frog might beat out Little Kitty for our single emote. Not gonna lie. Maybe the whole pile of carrots with the little frog, but I'm thinking the frog in the chef hat. We might need to reach out to CodePip to see if that's a thing. I could actually be okay with that. Little Kitty should be our one emote for our Twitch affiliate slot, but the frog here, that's pretty spectacular. Anyways, finishing out the end, you win. By the power of CSS Grid, you were able to grow enough carrots for Froggy to bake his world-famous 20-carrot cake. What were you expecting? A different Hoppy friend? Oh, no, I wouldn't want any other Hoppy friend. If you enjoyed Grid Garden, be sure to check out Flexbox Froggy to learn about another powerful new feature of CSS layout. You can also keep up to date with my other projects on my blog, which we checked out, and Twitter. Want to support Grid Garden? Try out the top-notch web design and coding courses offered by Treehouse. And spread the word to your friends and family about Grid Garden, which we will most certainly do. Good times. Let's go ahead and back out of this. We survived. Grid Garden, Flexbox Froggy conquered. Good times. We will be diving back into our regular projects tomorrow with Project 5, Random User Generator. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, we will be stopping the stream. Day 308 comes to an end. Thank you again to everyone who stopped by to view the stream. Today we had Zerlove, Topher, and to anyone else who accidentally stumbled in here. Any and all views are greatly appreciated. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 309 of the year of streaming and learning to code. In the meantime, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!